Welcome to Small Victories Yoga. I'm Melissa, and this is Cosmo, who will be joining us for class today. In this session, we're going to be doing a Vinyasa Flow with emphasis on finding flexibility through the spine and opening up through the chest. You don't need any props, and as always, you do what feels good, skip what doesn't work, and just try to have some fun. We're going to begin sitting at the back of our mats with your glutes resting on your heels. Sit tall. Pull your belly in. And pick your shoulders up and roll them down your back. Take a deep inhale into sigh. And reach your arms up overhead. Allow your hands to touch. And then bring your hands down to your heart. Close your eyes. And start to come into your ujjayi breathing, your nose breathing. Pressing your thumbs into your chest, feel the rhythm of your heartbeat and connect that to the sound of your ujjayi breathing. Allowing yourself to drop into your practice. Allowing yourself to be fully present in your body. My affirmation suggestion for this session is I am here, open heart, open mind, open body. Open your eyes, sweep your arms up overhead, hands touch, bend your elbows, bring your hands behind your back, and then extend your arms out long. Do that one more time. Bring the arms up overhead, bend the elbows, hands behind your back, and extend the arms out long. Keeping the length, bring the hands behind you, interlace your fingers, knuckles to the heel, heart and gaze to the sky. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, begin to tuck your chin, round your spine, and fold forward, dropping the forehead to the mat. Reaching the arms over your head if that feels okay. And then release your hands. Reach your arms long in front of you. Excuse me, Cosmo. And then begin to roll forward, dropping the thighs, the belly, the chest, and the chin to the mat. Roll up cobra pose. Press back onto your hands and your knees. And we'll do a couple cow cats here. So if your wrists get sensitive, you could go ahead and make fists with your hands. And we'll lift the tail in the shoulders, taking a deep inhale. And as you exhale, round your spine. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And if you'd like, you could start to circle your hips one direction and then the other, just moving organically in a way that feels good in your body. Finding some flexibility through your spine, opening through your hips. And then come to a neutral spine. Press back into a downward facing dog, pressing the heels down towards the mat, lifting the tailbone to the sky. You could widen your feet almost as wide as your mat, and then walk your hands a little closer to your feet. And your right hand's going to grab your left ankle or shin as you gaze underneath your left arm. Breathing here, nice and calm. And then we'll switch sides. Left hand, right ankle or shin, gazing underneath your right arm. And then coming back to center, walk your hands all the way back towards your feet. You can have a nice bend in your knees, finding a ragdoll, opposite hand, opposite elbow. You could find a little movement if you'd like. You could straighten your knees if you wanted. Keep breathing. Feeling the spine and the neck lengthen here. And then release your hands to the mat. Heel toe your feet together to touch. But keep a gap between your heels so your big toes are touching. There's a space between your heels. And then sink your hips down as low as you can, coming into chair pose. Bring your arms up, triceps glued next to the ears. Weight is in your heels, shoulders are nice and soft here. And then stand. Bring your hands together to touch. Bend your elbows, bring your hands behind your back, and extend your arms out long, getting really long here. Bring the arms back up, hands touch. Bend the elbows, hands behind your back. Extend the arms out long, and then bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. Knuckles to the heel, heart and gaze to the sky. Go back. And as you exhale, you come forward, start to tuck your chin, round your spine as you bend your knees, nose to your knees, straightening your legs as much as you can, calm breathing. And then release the hands to your shins or to the mat for a halfway lift. And then walk yourself up, downward facing dog. Take a moment and walk your dog, pedaling out your heels. And then bring your feet together to touch. Lift the right leg, three-legged dog, bend the knee, can circle the ankle, spread the toes if you'd like. And then pull that knee into your chest. Step the foot between your hands, flatten your back foot and rise up, warrior one. Open up, warrior two. Flip your front hand and reverse your warrior. Cartwheel your hands down to the mat, spin onto the ball of your back foot. Pause here in this low lunge, opening up through your hips. Keep breathing. And then step that foot back, high push-up. Spin over to the left side for a side plank, lifting the hips up, extending that top arm, reaching the fingers to the sky. You could extend the top arm over your head if you'd like, and then take that top foot and step it behind you, reaching the heart and the hips to the sky, turning your gaze to that right hand. Just one inhale. And as you exhale, gracefully come back, high push up, press back, downward facing dog. Take a moment, walk your dog. Lift the left leg, three-legged dog, bend the knee. You can circle the ankle and spread the toes. And then straighten that leg. Pull the knee into your chest. Step the foot between your hands, warrior one. Inhale, you rise up. Exhale, you open up, warrior two. Flip your front hand and reverse your warrior. Sinking and reaching, inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down inside of the left foot, scooching that foot over to make space for your hands. Pressing the back heel away from you, feeling a really nice deep stretch through your hip. Keep breathing. And then step that foot back, feet come together to touch, pressing the heels away from you. Spin over to the right side for a side plank. Hips lift, arm reaches to the sky, and then extends over your head. Taking that top foot, stepping it behind you, lifting the heart and the hips up, gazing over your head. Just one inhale. And as you exhale, slowly come back, high push up. Drop to your knees. Sit back into child's pose. Bring your arms to your sides. And then bring your forehead as close to your knees as you can. Interlace your hands behind your back. And very gently start to lift your hips and your arms up over your head. And then slowly release it out, sitting back down, extending the arms long in front of you, lifting up the head. Come on up to your hands and your knees and roll forward. Drop the thighs, the belly, the chest, and the chin to the mat. Inhale, roll up, cobra pose. Press back, child's pose. Come on up to your hands and your knees, downward facing dog. Take a moment and walk it out. Lift the right leg, three-legged dog, pull the knee into your chest. Step the foot between the hands, come on up, high lunge. Soften and relax here as much as you can. Shoulders pull away from the ears. Right hip is gently pressing back. Bring the hands together in prayer and start to look up, bending back, lifting the heart up to the sky. Keep breathing. And then come back to center. Bring your hands to your heart. Core's engaged. Come forward to find more length through your spine. And then twist. Left elbow outside of the right knee. Pressing the top hand into the bottom. Maybe you start to gaze up. Maybe you don't. You could even spread your wings and fly here if you'd like. Keep breathing. Come back to center, bring both hands to the inside of the left foot. Flatten your back foot. Swim that left arm up, leaning back, coming into an extended side angle. You can keep the fingertips to the mat, or you could bring the forearm to the thigh if you'd like. Take that lifted arm and reach it behind your back, grabbing the top of your shirt or your thigh. If you'd like, you could do a full bind, reaching the right arm underneath your leg, interlacing your fingers and reaching up, gazing up. Keep breathing here. If you have the bind, release it. Come on up, warrior two. Flip your front hand and reverse your warrior. Cartwheel your hands down inside of your right foot, spinning onto the ball of your back foot, coming back into that low lunge. Breathing calmly here. Pick the right foot up and step it back, high plank. Pressing the heels away from you, the feet are touching. Spin it over to the left side, lift the hips, reach the arm to the sky, and then extend it over your head. Pick the top foot up, step it behind you, lift the heart in the hips, gaze behind you. Deep inhale. Exhale, gracefully come back to center. Press it back, downward facing dog. Take a moment and walk your dog. When you're ready, lift the left leg, three-legged dog. Pull the knee into your chest. Step the foot between your hands. Rise up, high lunge. Taking your time, finding your balance. Softening the shoulders. Pressing the left hip back and the right hip forward. Bringing the hands together to touch overhead. Start to go back, lift your heart up. Keep breathing. Come back to center, bring your hands to your heart. Come forward to find even more length. Take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, you're going to twist. Right elbow, left knee. Pulling the belly off the thigh. Pressing the top rib cage up towards the sky. Maybe you spread your wings. Breathing here. Come back to center. Bring both hands to the inside of the left foot. Flatten your back foot. The right arm sweeps up and you lean back, opening up. Now you can keep the fingertips on the mat or bring the forearm to the thigh. Leaning back, finding length in that lifted arm, reach it behind your back. Grabbing the top of your shirt or your thigh. Perhaps you take a full bind here. Keep leaning back and opening up. If you have the bind, release it. Come on up, warrior two. Flip your front hand and reverse. Cartwheel your hands down inside of the left foot, returning to that low lunge again. Taking a moment to open even deeper through the hips. And then step the left foot back, feet touch, heels press away from you. Spin it over to the right side, side plank, lifting the hips, reaching the arm up, and then over your head, stepping that back foot behind you, lifting up, looking behind you, deep inhale. Exhale, high push up. Come down to your knees and sit back into a child's pose. Arms long at your sides, forehead rests on the mat. Take a deep inhale and a sigh. And then come on up onto your knees. We're going to do camel pose here. So you can keep your feet flat or curl your toes under. Press your hands to your low back. Your fingers are pointed down. You're gently pressing your hips away from you, and you're lifting your heart up to the sky. Imagine someone has a string attached to you and they're pulling you up. You're leaning back, allowing your head to be nice and relaxed. And then slowly straightening up. Tuck your chin and come back into child's pose, but bring your thighs together to touch here. Arms long at your sides, forehead rests on the mat. And then come back up. We're going to do that camel pose again. So again, you could curl your toes under or keep your feet flat. Placing your hands at your low back. Just like you're putting your hands in your pockets. Gently pressing the hips away from you. Lifting the heart up to the sky, dropping the head. Maybe this time you reach back and grab the heels. Maybe you don't. Either way, it's all good. Pressing the hips forward, calm breathing. Slowly come on up and gently make your way back into that child's pose, bringing the thighs together to touch, forehead to the mat, arms long at your sides. And from here, we're going to come into rabbit pose. So see if you could grab your heels or your feet. So your thumbs are on the outside of your foot and your fingers are on the inside. And then you're going to tuck your chin into your chest and roll it forward. Bring the forehead to your knees and slowly lifting the hips up. You're going to rest very gently on the crown of your head. Calm breathing here. And then gracefully sit back. Release your heels. Bring your arms out long in front of you. Come on up to your knees. Roll it forward, dropping the thighs, the belly, the chest, and the chin to the mat. Roll up, cobra pose. Press back, hands and knees. Downward facing dog. Take a moment and walk it out. And then rise to the balls of the feet and bend your knees. Step walk or hop to the front of your mat. Slowly begin to roll up. Reach your arms up over your head. Allow your hands to touch and pull them down into your heart center. Sink into chair pose. Twist left elbow outside of the right knee. Dropping the hips even deeper as you press the top hand into the bottom and twist open. Maybe you start to gaze up. The idea here is to keep your heart lifted higher than your hips. So see if you could just feel that in your body. Keep breathing. Slowly release, straighten your legs. Heel toe your feet apart about hip width distance. Peace fingers grab onto your big toes. Come into a halfway lift, so lengthen your spine. Take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, fold. Dropping the head, feeling the spine lengthen. Could have a bend in your knees if you'd like. You could give your tail a little shake. You could sway side to side. And then release your feet. Heel toe your feet a little closer together. With a bend in your knees, roll back up. Take your time. When you reach the top, swim the arms up overhead, hands touch. Pull it down into your heart. Drop back into chair. Gonna twist opposite direction. Right elbow, left knee. Dropping the hips as low as you can. Lifting the bottom rib towards the side of your mat. Lifting your heart, staying open here as you twist. Release, straighten your legs, slowly roll up. Sweep your arms up overhead, hands touch. Pull it down into your heart. Close your eyes. Take a deep inhale and a sigh. Perhaps you revisit that affirmation. I am here, open heart, open mind, open body. Open your eyes. Reach your arms up overhead. Keep the left arm lifted. Bring the right arm out to the right side, palm open. Bend the back knee. Grab the inner arch of the foot. Bring the thighs together to touch. So we're going to come into dancers here. Straightening that lifted leg. Reaching forward. Breathing. slowly release out of it. We'll switch sides. Right arm lifts, left arm opens, bend the knee, grab the inner arch of the foot, and then slowly start to come forward, lifting the leg, reaching forward, staying fully present here in your body. Release it out. We'll do it one more time. Left arm lifts, right arm opens, bend the knee, grab the inner arch of the foot, slowly begin to kick that leg back, calm breathing. Release it out and give it a little shake. We'll switch sides, right arm lifts, left arm opens, bend the knee, grab the inner arch of the foot, kick it back, breathing here. Release out, give it a little shake, excellent job. Swim your arms up, hands touch, go back, come to center in swan dive, nose to knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back, high push up. Come on down to your forearms for a low plank. Pressing the heels away from you, engaging the core. Keep breathing. And then drop your hips to the mat. Lift your heart up, cobra pose. Inhale. Sighing it out. Come back up, low plank, and then bring your feet together to touch. And this time we're going to come over to the right side, just like we did earlier, lifting the hips up as high as you can, and then lower the hips as low as you can. So we'll do some hip lifts. Lift and lower. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Back to center. Over to the left side, hand to your hip, everything stacked, shoulders, hips, and feet. Lift up as high as you can and lower, lift and lower, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to center. Just one deep inhale. Exhale, drop the hips to the mat. Cobra pose here. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lay down on your mat. One ear to the mat, arms long at your sides. Pick your shoulders up and roll them down your back. Flip your other ear to the mat. Bring your chin to face the mat. Turn the palms of your hands down to face the mat. Your feet can be spread wide, or you could bring your toes together. Lifting the legs, lifting the head, neck, and shoulders, lifting the arms, reaching towards the back of your mat. You could interlace your fingers, reaching the knuckles to the back of the mat. Keep breathing. Release your hands to the mat. Roll up, cobra pose. Press back, child's pose. And then come on up to your hands and your knees. Curl your toes under, press back, downward facing dog. Take a moment, walk your dog. And then lift the right leg. Step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Keep that back leg lifted just for a breath or two. If you'd like, you stay on long arms, or maybe you come on down to your forearms. Take that right arm and wrap it underneath your right foot. Allow your hand to rest on top of your foot. If you want to drop the knee, go ahead. Keep breathing. Drop the knee to the mat, release the bind, Straighten the arms if you're on your forearms, and then straighten that right leg. Point your toes to your nose, and bring your nose to your knee. Keep breathing. And then come forward, flatten that foot. Scooch the foot over to the left side of the mat, dropping the knee into your half pigeon, getting long through that back leg. Gently folding forward, keeping the spine nice and long. And when you're ready, come on up to long arms. Give yourself a little bit of a back bend, gaze up. Take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, curl the back toes under, lift the knee up off the mat and step back, downward facing dog. Take a moment, walk it out. Lifting the left leg, three-legged dog. Step the foot to the outside of the left hand. Keep the back knee lifted up off of the mat just for a moment. You can stay on long arms, or you come on down to forearms. Wrapping that left arm underneath the left leg, resting the hand on the foot. If you want to drop the back knee to the mat, feel free. Keep breathing. If the knee is lifted, drop it to the mat. Unwind, bring that left arm back. Come on up to long arms if you're not. Straightening the left leg, nose to your knee as you point your toes to your crown. And then come forward, flattening that foot, and we're going to scooch it over into our half pigeon. Dropping the knee to the mat, getting long through the back leg. Folding forward to your own degree. And each side of our body is different, so honor that. You don't have to do the exact same thing on each side. Staying open to what your body requires in the moment. Slowly come on up to long arms, a little bit of a back bend as you gaze up. Sitting on that left hip, gracefully bring your back leg around to the front. Straightening your legs out, you can give them a little bounce if you'd like. Reach your arms up to the sky, take an inhale, and as you exhale, fold forward, grabbing what you can. Reaching your crown to your toes. Get really long, take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, you just soften, allowing the belly and the chest to fall closer to the thighs. And then slowly release your feet, sit up tall. Bring your right foot to the outside of your left knee, sitting tall. Hook the elbow around the knee. Bring the right arm behind you. Gently gazing over your shoulder, keeping the spine nice and long. And then gently unwind, straightening that leg will switch sides. Bring the left foot to the outside of the right knee, hook the elbow, reach the arm behind you, sitting as tall as you can. Gently start to look over your shoulder. Calm breathing. And then release, unwind. Bring that leg out long. You could give it a little shake. And then bring your hands a few inches beyond your hips, toes touch in point. And then lift your hips up, pressing the bottoms of the feet down towards the mat. Dropping the head here, lifting up even higher, calm breathing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the hips to the mat. And then come on down to lay flat on your back. If there's something in your hair, please pull it out. And then bring your legs wider than your mat, toes turn out. And bring your arms out and up. So I would like you to make this star shape. Close your eyes. Take a deep inhale and a sigh. Just take a moment, notice how you feel. Returning your attention back to that affirmation. I am here, open heart, open mind, open body. With your eyes and your lips closed, I ask that you inhale through your nose as I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause, hold the inhale. Exhale slowly, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Repeat this on your own. Wherever you are, I'd like you to inhale with me. Inhale, fill your lungs. As you exhale, send your breath all the way down to your toes. Inhale the breath from the toes to your crown. Exhale the breath to your ankles. Inhale the breath to your crown. Exhale to the knees. Inhale to the crown. Exhale to the hips. Inhale from the hips to the crown. Exhale to the navel. Inhale to the crown. Exhale to the heart. Inhale to the crown. Exhale to the tips of the fingers. Inhale to the crown. Exhale to the throat. Inhale, throat to crown. Exhale, crown to third eye. Inhale, third eye to crown. Exhale, send the breath through your entire body. Inhale, back to your crown. Exhale through the entire body. Inhale to the crown. Exhale into your normal everyday breathing. If you'd like to bring your arms long at your sides for our final Shavasana, feel free. Allowing yourself a few more minutes here resting in Shavasana. The practice is choosing to trust and open over and over again until your availability to life, into what is current, becomes more natural than your closure, and you're looking for what to mistrust or fear. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time. Namaste.